Well, this week, the Florida legislature passed a bill that critics say will criminalize protests. House Bill 1, a top priority for Governor Ron DeSantis, was drafted after protests over the killing of George Floyd and other black men and women at the hands of police.
The governor will sign the bill in the coming days, and Facing South Florida host Jim DeFede spoke this week to State Senator Shervin Jones and Latoya Ratliff, who was shot in the face with a rubber bullet by a police officer while she was peacefully protesting in downtown Fort Lauderdale last summer.
If we look at the timeline of this, Jim, the timeline of this is exactly what I said in the beginning. The timeline was during the time of the demonstrations of George Floyd. The individuals who were out there were individuals from the Black Lives Matter movement and those who are allies and advocates of Black Lives Matter movement. And the governor was extremely clear from some of his followers calling individuals like myself and Latoya thugs for being out there, or socialists for being out there, or Antifa, which has no definition to its name. And so on its core, how the governor came up with this is just that. If you go back in time and you look at from during the time of the Jim Crow era, this is exactly what they did then. At every step of the way, they moved the goalposts to silence people, specifically African-American individuals within the South. And that's what's happening now. Look, we can see it from the voting policies that are coming out through Georgia and Florida, and now we're seeing it now.
We don't control everyone that comes to a demonstration. You can't control every single person that comes there. And from what we've seen across the country, it wasn't always the participants that were introducing the violence. And even particularly in Fort Lauderdale, everything was going well in Fort Lauderdale until an officer shoved a girl. And that's when things changed. So for this to be, if I'm looking at this bill and applying it to last year, and if it was already in place last year, the officer changed the tone of that event. And now because the officer changed the tone of that event, and they were supposed to be there to basically guide us, to basically make sure everything was okay and lead us through the streets, we would in return be punished because an officer changed the tone of that event. So it's not something that's for us. It's not something that protects us. It's one of those things where they put in this language and makes it seem like it's supposed to be better for everyone when we know it's not.
Latoya, let me end with this and ask you, what happens now? Will this silence folks like yourself?
I think it's unfortunate that some people will have to make a tough decision on whether or not they can be there, because when you think about what can happen, even just thinking about myself, I could go out and something happens at a protest and I have no idea what's going on, and I could end up with a felony. And I'm a person that works in nonprofit. I'm a person that sits on committees for organizations, and that would change my life significantly. So if you're someone that doesn't want to risk your freedom and risk possibly going to jail, you're going to make that tough decision to stay home. And that's why, especially what Chef said, it's about silencing us. Even just this week alone, the amount of police brutality cases that have been revealed is draining. So I can only say for myself that I have to make tough decisions and understand that until change is made, and I have to be able to continue to do whatever it takes to bring awareness to it, because it's one of the worst things is to continue to hear of Black men that are dying. And it's just unfortunate that our governor cares more about not us allowing us to not have a voice than actual Black men being killed at the hands of the police.
I just want to add to what Latoya just said. It is going to it does attempt to put individuals in a tough position on whether or not they go out to these demonstrations now. But I can tell you it's the same thing I shared in the gaggle after we had our after we adjourned. Is I can tell you this: you better get the bail money, because I can tell you when the demonstrations happen, as long as the injustices within this country and the state continue to happen, I'm showing up.
Don't forget to join Jim DeFede on Facing South Florida this Sunday at 11:30 a.m. right here on CBS 4.